off the Addicted to the Road album, and that is the Urban Pioneers right there with Gotta Go. And the tune you heard before that was Apparition in the Fog. And right now on the phone with us, the dude holding the strings, the banjo strings right there on the road in Portland tonight, Jared McGovern. Jared, dude, how's it doing, man?
What's up, man? How you doing? We haven't talked in a little while. How are you?
No, dude, it's been a while. You guys have been on the road. We're doing great. We are now legalized here in Oregon. How's it feel to be in a legalized state?
It's awesome, man. It is absolutely awesome. I love it. Last time we were here, we were talking about just this, and you were like, "Yeah, it's going to happen next year." I'm so happy it happened for you guys. It's great.
We were, dude. We were, man. And you guys can go and find that interview right there with Jared up on our YouTube page. We talked with Jared back in 2014 when he was on the road with his previous band, Jayke Orvis and the Broken Band. But these days, Jared and Liz have a brand new band that they have started, and it's called the Urban Pioneers. And these dudes are always on the road. They're on the road right now. They've played like 250 shows probably last year. I'm sure they have another 250 planned this year. How's this band going, Jared, and how is the response so far?
So far, it's been really good. This is our first time out to the West Coast. We've been a band for about a year, but after the Broken Band broke up, that's when we really started hitting it and focusing on this band harder, than we had been before. It was kind of just a side project at first. But since we've been doing this full time, man, we've been hitting it really hard. We've already done a European tour. We've toured pretty much all over the U.S. We're missing a few areas that we have to hit. We had some plans to go to Brazil, but they kind of fell through a little bit. We're going to try and do that next year. We've just been pounding it down, man, show after show, day after day. It's been great, man. People seem to be digging it a lot. We've got a better lineup of musicians now. We have we're a four-piece band now. Since Liz and I first started the band, it was just the two of us. Now we have an upright bass and we have a guitar player with us.
Oh.
And we're having a blast, man. We're rocking out. It's great.
Very cool, man. So a four-piece band now. That's awesome. Got the addition. And how long have you been a four-piece band?
Yeah. We had a bass player for a while. His name was Guido. That was the first full-time bass player we had. And he's not with us anymore. We now have Keith Roberts playing with us, and so he's been with us just since the beginning of this tour. But we added a guitar player in our last U.S. tour, and it really fills out the sound. I love having a bass and guitar behind it. It just really fills it out. Instead, nobody wants to hear just banjo and fiddle for an hour and a half. It adds a lot, another dimension to the music. And
giving you some layers and some depth to the tunes. That's outstanding. Really excited to hear that. Back in February of 2014, you guys released Addicted to the Road, maybe 10, 11 tunes on that album. Tell us about that album real quick, maybe some of the different sounds and maybe some of the influences that came into that.
Well, that album, Liz and I just slapped that album together really, really fast. We were happy with the way it came out, but we did it really hastily. We had a tour coming up. It was our first tour that we were doing. We were doing it as a duo, and we needed something to sell. So we went in the studio and just knocked out a bunch of songs, just wrote a bunch of silly songs really fast together. There are some songs that I had written in the past and stuff that we put on there too, but we just kind of slapped it all together. And I really like that album, but I think we just recorded our second album. Liz and I did. We went Joe came up with us too. We went up to Pittsburgh to Electric Eye Studio, and we recorded our next album. Is called Vehicle in Transit, and the evolution of what we've been doing, you could definitely see it. There's a lot of progression. It's just a lot better of an album. It's still not super polished, thank God. That's not our thing, but there's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more substance to it. I'm really excited for the new album to come out. But Addicted to the Road came out, and it did really well. It's done good by us. It's on. We're now on Roots Union Records. We're working with Jason from Muddy Roots, and he's got that released on CD and on vinyl records over at his website. And man, things have just been taking off and going really good. We're just, as long as we just keep going, hopefully we'll just keep making progress, and maybe people will have fun, come hang out with us.
That's outstanding. Released. That you guys are now working with Roots Union Records, and so now that you guys have kind of had this time to settle in as a band and have some members and have some chemistry a little bit. You coming from the stand-up bass to the banjo, now starting to feel at home. So you guys are maybe have some time to write some good tunes now and really feeling confident about some brand new music.
Sorry, I'm on the street.
Oh, that's all right, dude.
I'm definitely getting a lot more comfortable with banjo. Like when we recorded "Addicted to the Road," I had only been playing banjo for about 5 or 6 months, and I was just like, okay, and we're just winging it, you know. So, I like you could definitely hear my progress as a banjo player. I mean, Liz always kills it; she's a shredder. But I've gotten a little bit better. I'm still not anywhere near good, but I'm working on it. You know, it's fun. I just like beating on the thing.
Yeah, you are, man. You're a pounder. Right? You're a heavy dude, man. You know, Jared McGovern. He comes from many influences, and that's one of the great things about the musician and traveler that is Jared McGovern. And you mentioned Liz Sloan, who is a fiddle player. Liz and Jared have been playing together for a long time. Real quick, assuming Liz is doing great, she's fired up and really digging the tunes. Are you guys all writing this new stuff together? And when can we expect some new stuff?
I'm really hoping for April, but I think more realistically it's going to be May. We have a bunch of U.S. tours and stuff like that planned for the summertime. We're going to try and hit the whole U.S. This summer, and so I want to have the new album out for that. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're still working on it. We're still in the studio editing and like mixing and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. I don't ever rushing anything. I like to kind of keep it cool. And anytime I ever set a date to anything, it always ends up a couple months later. But I think April or May is pretty realistic. Hopefully, I'd really like to have it out by then.
Well, it's nice.
Gonna be great, we have a bunch of new songs. They're cool, man. They're hard hitting too.
Yeah, very cool. Well, this is your sophomore release, and it's very cool that you guys are have some time to put into this thing and gain some fans. And as you guys have been traveling around playing shows, one of your tunes is Broken Down. Haven't had any problems these days about breaking down, have you?
Man, we started out this tour breaking down before we even we went up to Louisville to meet up with the bass player and guitar player Joe and Keith. We went out there to meet up with them, and as soon as we were about halfway from between Knoxville and Louisville, and the alternator went out. And right before that, we spent a bunch of money to get the brake caliper fixed. But that's just how it goes, It sucks. But we didn't miss any shows. We cut it really close. We got there just in the nick of time to play the first show of the tour. But so we're rolling smooth now. We're pretty good to go.
Well, you guys are on fire. You guys would never let a snowstorm or a flat tire or not even have a stage stop you guys. You guys will get out there and on the sidewalk, get in the street and play tunes and just looking for smiles on people's faces. Jared, he's one of those dudes where he loves hanging out. He loves playing music. He loves bringing happiness to people. And speaking of happiness, you guys been taken care of? You guys getting into some of the Oregon happiness yet? Have you been able to taste?
Dude. Well, we got to Bend, Oregon yesterday. Yeah, we got hooked up in Bend last night, and we're in Portland tonight. So we haven't really we met some folks at shows. We've smoked a bunch of shows, man. I'm so happy for you guys. Some people have been telling me though it's not really officially illegal till July. Is that what the deal is? Like you can't.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Is it okay
law
right now. Or?
The law goes into effect in July, but here in Multnomah County, the district attorney said, screw it, man. We're not going to bust anybody.
All right. Well,
I'm paraphrasing.
What we're doing right now. Man, I want to tell you about this idea I have, though. So our band name is the Urban Pioneers, right? And the last tour we did in Holland, this guy gave us this giant bag of weed. And we just wanted to be silly with it and do dumb shit with weed when you have a bunch of weed. So we wrote our band name out in it. And a bunch of people were saying Urban Pioneers, like Herban.
Yeah.
So we're going to start a line. I'm going to start a paraphernalia line. And it's going to be called Urban Pioneers, like Herban. And we're going to start small with pipes and grinders and papers and stuff like that. And it's just going to be Urban Pioneers, like paraphernalia.
Huh.
And I want to be like right on that bandwagon, man. When things start getting legal, I want to be right there with it.
Dude, I love it, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, me and you know, now that you mentioned that, you and I are brothers in Urb in so many ways. But because you know, I'm Urb, and because I have this side company, Urb Age Designs. Always through the years, I always got Herb. Also, man, people would come in and go, "Hey, Herb," or Urb, and I'm always like, "Dude, man." Herb's some dude out there, man. There's a bunch of Herbs, man. Give Herb his name back, man. This is Urb.
Herb, man.
That's
Herb,
right,
man.
dude. All right, man. So you guys are going to Muddy Roots Europe this year and this summer.
Yeah, man, we're going back to Europe. We just did a European tour right before this tour started. Right before Christmas, we got back. We did a 6-week European tour that spanned from Germany over to Spain and back, and then. This summer we have a tour planned. It's just a 3-week quick run over there through Belgium, Holland, Germany, Scandinavia, Poland, Czech Republic, and stuff like that. Like more Eastern Europe than we did. Like last time we did France and Spain, so that was more Western Europe. So we're going to go a little bit farther east, and that tour is going to end up with us at Muddy Roots Europe, which any of the Muddy Roots festivals are like our home away from home. From the very first one that we ever went to, like we played that with Bob Wayne a long time ago, and it was just a blast. It was just like automatically like family meeting. There's a lot of festivals we play throughout the year that are also, you know, excellent. They're wonderful, amazing festivals, but there's like for some reason Muddy Roots just like that's like our home away from home. And luckily enough, Jason has built up a few other festivals besides just the one big one in Cookeville, Tennessee. He's been doing the one in Europe. And there's also a Spring Weekender in May in Nashville, Indiana, and we're just like really happy to be part of the Muddy Roots family. You know, like we're releasing our albums out on Jason's record label, and we're happy any chance we could get to be part of any of his festivals because it's just incredible, and it's hard to describe. It's not like a Bonnaroo, it's not like a Burning Man or anything like that. It's just a bunch of people that just love good music. Love music like similar. I mean, there's a lot of good music out there, but there's a bunch of people that love. You know, music that are, you know, in our little genre or whatever, and people just want to come hang out and party and just have a good time. It's wonderful. You camp. It's not really that expensive because you just bring your own beer, your own food. You're just kind of out there in a field in Tennessee or in Belgium. You know, like the Europe one is the same way. And you're just hanging out with friends and family. And for us, we travel around the world all the time. We see people all the time. You know, every night friends put us up and we meet people at shows and stuff, and then. Like that one time a year or 3 times a year, we get to like go and hang out with all these people and everybody's there and just, you know, it's awesome. And all the people that are in bands that have, you know, we really appreciate it. It's like our Christmas every year.
Yeah, I'd
love to make Europe ones, you know, it's the same way. It's great. It's incredible too because the one in the U.S. you have people that come from like all the corners of the U.S. You know, you have people from Maine and New York or, you know, Washington and Oregon and Southern California and then, you know, Florida and from the South and stuff like that. But in Europe, like you got people from all corners of Europe. You have people like the crazy Norwegians that are just out of control, and then you get all your good weed from the Dutch people, and then you know, it's cool. Like every camp, like everybody speaks a different language and stuff. It's wild. It's fun.
Yeah, speaking of weed, you know, Weed Eaters like headlined a couple of those Muddy Roots festivals, hadn't they?
Not Muddy Roots, Farmageddon Fest.
Oh,
that was the
there you
record
go.
label that Jayke Orvis and the Broken Man was on. But I mean, Farm Fest. That's a really similar fest to Muddy Roots. It was more based around the record label of Farmageddon, but it was a lot of the same similar bands. And Weed Eaters played a couple years, and they're absolutely bonkers, man.
Yeah, I bet,
Those guys
man.
are crazy.
Well, you know, it's just really cool that, you know, the two communities have kind of are able to combine for, you know, certain events like that. That's always been my thing. One of the things that we try to preach here is, you know, to always open up and never get stuck in one genre of music, and because there's so much great music, and just because you listen to one thing and you carry one thing doesn't mean that there's not other bands and other genres that will bring you home as well. All right, Jared's got a show tonight.
Totally.
Yeah, he's playing. Tell us real quick where are you playing tonight?
Tonight we're at Kelly's Olympian. We're hanging out down here. We're playing with some other really good bands, man. We're going to party, dude. It's going to be a good time. I'm ready to party in Portland.
There you
I'm
go.
Gonna smoke out till I choke out, man.
Well, I hope so. I'm freaking bummed as hell that I'm not down there. I can't. There's just no way to make it down there in time, and I'm just bummed that I'm missing the show. But I just know that you guys will be back in the Northwest sometime because, as you mentioned, you have your home, and then you probably have your Muddy Roots kind of family home, and then your third home is basically just the road, period, dude. I don't know if you and Liz ever stopped, man.
No, we ain't stopping. We're not doing that.
I know.
We're gonna keep at it for sure. We already have plans up through September. So, we're going to be on the road. We're going to have a couple days at home here and there, but we're going to just be on the road till September. I told you, we're coming back in July, and we're going to hang out for sure.
There you
It's
go,
a bummer
dude.
You couldn't be out to the show tonight, but I'm really glad we got to talk on the phone, man.
That's outstanding,
I miss you, buddy.
man. Well, we'll definitely be keeping up with the Urban Pioneers. As Jared mentioned, they're going to be putting out new music sometime in the April-May area. You guys keep following. We'll keep letting you guys know and bringing you that great music. Dude, you guys rock that stage tonight. Stay safe on the road. Safe travels. Please give Liz a hug for me, and we'll be talking with you and seeing you here real soon. Good luck with the Urban Pioneers, brother.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks so much, dude. Thanks for having me, dude.
All right.
Talk to you soon, Bubba.
Absolutely. Take care, dude. Right here, Broken Down.